My friends, welcome. This is Archangel. I have a bit of a news flash. We are a species of homicidal maniacs. Yeah, as if that was not already apparent. So today I watched males flank a single female at the gym by the water fountain. There were half a dozen males gathered around this female to bask in her presence. They would take turns talking and trying to make her laugh. They were like a flock of disciples gathered around a guru. I watched them strut and preen as they tried to issue wit in order to get a reaction from her, essentially to get her attention and ultimately her approval via her laughter. Nothing new here. I have seen this scene countless times as males will gather around attractive females and compete for validation. They were gathered around her like children gathered around mommy, trying to get her attention. They were as a captive audience, like the 7 dwarfs gathered around Snow White to hear a bedtime story. I observed how repulsed I was by this spectacle, and how sickeningly pathetic most males really are. So then I went to look up pathetic in the dictionary to see if that word rightly described these males. When I opened the dictionary to a random section in the P's, I happened to glance upon the word patracide, which means the act of killing one's father. And upon seeing that, the mental wheels were turning, as I realized that it was a relative description, and that the act of killing can be quick and abrupt, or it can be drawn out. I then realized that most children are in the act of killing their father through the process of devaluation and marginalization, as well as blaming the fathers for everything and using them like the rest of society uses males, for utility. As I contemplated this, I of course followed such contemplations to further logic platforms and look at the state of our species and find that we are in the act of killing males, slowly from usurpation of personhood and utility. We are in the act of killing males. We are in the act of androcide. Males are utilities, used then discarded. Now, discardation in some cases merely means marginalization and neglect. We simply forget or disassociate ourselves with the dry, used-up shovels. However, discardation can mean fatality as well, as in we kill males for the welfare of others. Their life is sequestered as a shield to protect the neighborhood, or the village, or the community, or the country from harm. Females will hide behind males in the presence of danger and expect the male to dispatch any and all hazard at his expense. We use males for their utility. They are tools, nothing more. Hence, logically, it would follow that they are discarded upon death, since they no longer serve their purpose and a fresh, newly brainwashed shield or handyman or human wallet is advanced forward to fill in the gap. Yet our devaluation and disposal of male life is androcide. Gyocentrism compels androcide because it compels male devaluation, and male devaluation is the process by which we lower male worth to that of utilities to be used for the benefit of others, then tossed into the trash when they are no longer productive. Male devaluation is the vector of our callous extinguishing of male life force, our stealing their life essence from them. And really, isn't murder the stealing of life essence from another, whether abruptly, at once, or slowly? You see, besides our taking physical vitality, taking their years, their blood, their sweat, and tears in the form of physical assets and money, we are taking their physical life essence in the form of our hostile devaluation and psychological abuse of them. We kill males quickly through shield services such as soldiering or white knighting, and we kill them slowly by degrading and devaluing them. And in many cases, we drive them to kill themselves after heaping so much tortuous heartache and isolation upon them. So, if you follow this to its conclusion, Gyocentrism causes androcide. The "cide" suffix of homicide or genocide simply means the act of killing. The prefix denotes who is being killed. Thus, androcide is the act of killing males. The act of killing simply means the actions of removing life force from another sufficient that it causes the expiration of life. In some cases, the act of killing may refer to little pieces of lead shot into people's bodies at 1,500 feet per second. This is the cause of death. Other times, it is knives or poison, or perhaps bombs that cause the act of killing. Anything that is sufficient in removing the life from another is worthy of a "cide" suffix, for it is the act of killing. We intentionally use male life essence in the form of utility. Thus, we remove life essence from males, which causes their eventual death. Hence, anyone who is in the process of extracting utility from a male, whether singly or of the collective, any male at all. Thus, the person collecting utility from the male is in the act of killing the male. And who are the biggest extractors of male utility? Who are raised and taught and spend time honing their wiles in order to extract utility? Females. Thus, females are the largest offenders of androcide. Indeed, males, such as alphas, that thrive on grunts, lesser males to do all the manual labor, they are also practicing androcide. And governments, which are alpha organizations, are wholly androcidal. Now, if males willingly give of their life force to produce utility for pampered, entitled eaters, they are simply in the act of committing suicide, not androcide. Yes, we are in the act of killing males, and I would argue that we willingly, premeditatively remove life from males, and thus it is murder. We purposefully shame males and teach our younger males to be shovels and endure abuse for female benefit. This is premeditative, as well as demonstrates a lack of remorse. However, premeditation is a key ingredient to murder versus manslaughter. So we all premeditatively and intricately devalue males en masse. So we premeditatively and without remorse engage in flagrant androcide. You think I exaggerate or jest. I do not. I just laid out the logic for you. Follow the reason. We are a world currently involved in mass murder, the murder of males, literally and emotionally. Thus, you are either an androcidal conspirator, or you fight righteously against injustice. If you are gynocentric, you are conspirators in androcide. You are employees of Murder Incorporated, a subsidiary of Vagina Dynasty. Funny how we like to point our fingers at mass murder throughout history and judge the ambient peoples for their complacency. Oh, how could they have let that go on? Why didn't folks stand up for the Armenians or the Jews? Yet we, most every single one of us, are involved in a mass campaign of destruction right now. And I am asking everyone, why are you doing nothing? Where is your righteous outrage now? Now that you are involved in murder, whether actively or passively, as you allow male devaluation to go on around you. A slow, horrific genocide goes on every day. But where are the self-righteous now? Only a few pockets of resistance exist in the form of male spaces on the internet. Meanwhile, androcide continues day in, day out around the globe. And thus I realize that most people have blood on their hands, the blood of some random anonymous male they do not even know, a male who is suffering because of the devaluation of males that they allow, endorse, and even promote. This may sound like sensationalism, but it is not. We, every one of us, cause and allow the physical death of males through devaluation, which leads directly to disposability. Yet, for those who want to argue, for those who are truly having trouble making the stretch between Gyocentrism and a coffin, we will take baby steps here for you. So, at the very least, male devaluation causes the death of male worth. That's not too hard to follow, is it? Devaluation, by its very definition, is the act of killing worth or value, right? Are you following me? Hence, we can agree that androcide is the world in the act of killing male value. We are in the act of killing male power and worth. We kill males emotionally. This is blatant, and for those who cannot understand this, well, then I'm afraid you cannot be trusted with walking or the care of a pet rock. We are in the act of killing males in every way. We are a culture bent on Androcide because we cause stress on males by slandering, degrading, mocking, and besmirching them. By marginalizing them and rebuking their emotion, we cause males serious stress. And stress will cause dire, literal effects on physiology. Stress drains vitality. It sucks the color from life. It causes degeneration of physical processes. Stress is the thief of essence and enjoyment and years. Stress quite literally kills, unless mitigated in a constructive way. Stress is one way in which devaluation quite literally leads to a plot at the cemetery. Yeah, I am serious. Androcide kills in very real ways, namely stress. The stress of devaluation, of being used and discarded, of being shamed into conformity, of being blamed for everything bad or evil or wrong. Yet here is where we nail the coffin lid shut. By compelling males into hiding their stress, their pain, their emotion, by compelling them to shut up, to suck it up, and to man up. We teach them to serve and endure usury, then hold stress caused by this abuse inside, away from polite society. The stress of male devaluation, this is what kills males prematurely. Stress and the ensuing manifestation or complications of being devalued, despised utilities. So, besides causing males harm and fatality through hazardous jobs, or using them as cannon fodder in armed conflicts, or using males as shields for females, our devaluation of males leads to very real fatality statistics. You see, this is why I harp on devaluation, because devaluation leads to disposal in one way or another. Now, I know, you may be thinking that I luxuriate in exaggeration here. I do not. We kill males. We are in the act of killing males right now. We, all of us, society, teachers, business tycoons, God-fearing folks, mommies, and males themselves are in the act of killing male worth through active gynocentric propagation or through passive indifference. We absolutely kill males, physically, emotionally, figuratively, and in effigy, every second of every day on the spinning rock. Androcide is happening this very moment, the mass murder of an entire class of humanity. We are in the act of killing males. This is everyday life, the act of killing males through utility usurpation. Rise against this injustice. My friends, stand with me, live free.